Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with the American Civil War mod. So, I am at this point basically going through doing scenarios where I get to play as each nation. And that is my sort of goal and the end goal, I guess. So when I've played with all of them, we can actually move on to do Napoleon Total War 3 with Bavaria, the minor factions, which won the vote. So today we're doing one scenario that was put forward by one of the viewers, which was Spain invading Mexico. So I'm playing as the Spanish and we're gonna invade Mexico. As I'm running out of maps at this point, you'll probably start seeing a few similar maps turning up, but hopefully that won't be a major problem. And I think with that, we'll go ahead and jump into the battle, shall we? And even though it's the same map, I've gone ahead and switched the sides, so this time around I started on this side. However, I don't think that was a great switch. I think it's probably better to keep it as it is, because that means the AI is attacking and is actively trying to move against you. When the AI is defending, I'll have to move very far to get at them, and as we can see, they have just made a really long line right across the map, which is not that pleasing, I would say. But with this kind of gives me a battle plan, because they've sort of inadvertently split the army in two and put half of it over in this forest and the other half over there, so split them out. And my idea is to go straight down the middle, cut off the access point to split the two units in half. What we're going to do is we're going to line this side with some of the light infantry, hold them off, these guys over here, and then wipe out this side first and then move on the enemy. And with that said, we'll go ahead and advance. So I've got 2 units of light infantry followed by 1 brigade of line infantry. We got 2 units of light infantry over here followed by 1 brigade of infantry. I've got 2 6-pounder guns that will follow. We've got 1 12-pounder howitzer, 2 units of cavalry. The reserve brigade, which is only at 2/3 strength, and the general. So we're moving forwards here. Right, looks like the enemy is actually moving to meet me now. Looks like there's a general advance in among the enemy units, which I'm pleasantly surprised that they're doing this. Which means I'm gonna change up my game plan immediately. First and foremost, we want to make sure that we've got a high ground. I'm gonna get my cannons over here. One thing I did kind of notice too late is that my cannons, I was trying to make it as even as possible, but I realized that my cannon units actually have more cannons in them than for the enemy. Let's try to run into position rather quickly, since the enemy is actually moving to meet us. Not that needed on these guys, which are moving out in the open, but definitely for the ones in the forest. Sounded like cannon shots, so I imagine the enemy has started firing at us. And I'm gonna get the second cannon, the second 6-pounders. Set up here. This entire thing is covered in bloody corn. It's a bit weird. Right, the light infantry is kind of in position. What cannon is firing? It's the 6-pounder gun over here. I want to try and move up so I can actually fire at the enemy crossing this point. Shit, the enemy bloody... not a really good artillery position, as you can see. There's a bit of dead ground in front of the cannons. Should probably want to move them up. No, not my cannon. Is that gonna break? Yes, of course it is. Howitzer, deploy and start shelling the enemy. God damn it. Right, where are my 2 reserve units? Reserve units will be on this side, right here, with the general right here. So, you know what? We're gonna move these guys really quickly. And since the enemy cavalry has moved across again, we will hurry forward to make sure that we can stop them or harass them as they're crossing that area. There's quite a few crossing points. I think these are crossing points as well. So we're gonna keep an eye out on that. And we're gonna get the cannons quite a bit forwards. Like there. The ground is a bit uneven. So maybe I'll center them a bit more. So at least I have 2 cannons that I can turn this way. And then we have the rest looking forwards or to the side. I'm gonna need some cannons over here because the enemy is moving up quite rapidly. And what I'll do is I'll have 2 line infantry backing up this cannon. And 1 deploying over here with this cavalry being... Let's move it further back actually. And this one being in the forest. So now my light infantry is... they're not covering the crossing point just yet. We'll move them a little bit further. I think this is better position. Line infantry will go in between here. We'll have this one kind of as reserve. No, not at all. What we'll do is we'll have these 2 move to stop the enemy crossing over here. And we're gonna need you to fire canister. And you to fire canister, so that's good. Oh, these guys can even reach kind of over there. That's nice. But I think the cannons, both of them will probably target the Mexican Republican Guard, which is moving forward. Boom! They probably didn't know what hit them, because look at how thick this cornfield is. I mean, it's to their heads. It's grown to their heads. And then suddenly just really bloody hot pieces of lead flies through and slashes up their mates. Half this unit's gonna be stuck on this weird... I don't know, maybe it would be better to have them all deployed kind of on this side looking towards them. Oh, look at this! Look at this! These guys are hidden. And the enemy moving sideways in through their field of fire. Is this guy hidden as well? No, he's not. But they're gonna move sideways into the field of fire of these 2. He's turning now to face this unit, actually. Let's see if I can pull these guys back a bit, drawing them closer. And then have the light infantry open fire out of nowhere. And actually quite favorable ground because there's slight ridge going through here. So we'll hold off on telling these guys to fire at will. Seems to be going well here. I'm actually a bit worried about this area up here. Just given the amount of enemy troops coming through here, so... Might want to deploy reserves. But we're firing all across the line. Ooh, the enemy's coming close here. And these guys are still hidden. But they're about to come face to face with these guys. Okay, fire through the corn. We got 5 people. Oh, they opened fire. What is this? Spanish light infantry in the corn. I did not see that. This is disaster. Oh, Jesus Christ, how many men did these guys lose? That can't all be from the musket fire, can it be? Oh, they've turned to face these guys now. Well, then you will gain ground. And the light infantry is open fire. Bloody hell, these Mexican actually pack quite the punch. This unit has lost quite a lot, man. They're not that far away, firing it back and forth at each other over here. But we got 2 Mexican units pulling back. It doesn't actually look too good here. We've only taken about 40 out of the enemy, and the enemy has almost taken 100 out of this unit. We'll deploy the cavalry. So even that I've got 2 units fighting these guys with the light infantry and a line infantry unit. The bloody Mexicans. Right, turn to face that one. You will continue forward. The cavalry will stream through and get these guys. I don't want them coming back. That's the thing about this corn. You can't see how uneven the ground is, really. And it's a shame it isn't like in Napoleon, where it actually removes the corn when you fire upon it. So we broke another unit, possibly? So 3 Mexican units are pulling back. I don't know how well this fight over here is going. At least we're holding them off. The enemy's getting slaughtered here. The ones coming straight for us getting annihilated by shrapnel. Or canister, I mean. This unit's probably not doing too well. It's getting fired by the light infantry. And these guys gonna come really close. You know what? I'll just tell you to attack. Republican cavalry. My cavalry is a bit tired. They will retire. I'm not about to lose my cavalry. Got a good volley. Getting these guys to waver, and they're broken. That means that I will turn this unit just slightly, get the upper hand on this Republican cavalry unit. Just to get that little bit of extra. And then the light infantry will move forwards to positions here. So we're doing well on this side. We're holding on to this side. But it's actually, we're losing quite a lot just in the corner here. Oh, these guys have lost tons. You know what? I will actually pull back here. We're not doing too well. I'm doing a lot better over here. Oh, the enemy cavalry just rode past. But that leaves their cannons open. Where is my bloody howitzers? Focus in on the Republican guards, and we'll punish this area of the field. Can someone stop that Republican cavalry? Get some canister going in there, yes. I think this unit is firing at that one though, so the cavalry just rode in past. Right. Charge. Line infantry. So, in a sense, my plan is working like I said it would. Like, I'm killing this part first, and it seems we have a problem with this side. Long enough of the battle has gone on for me to see that the reserves... I don't know why I said it like that. The reserves are needed in this section of the battlefield. Oh, why? Oh, you've pulled back? Oh, there's actually quite the attack going on here. I want canister this way. Ooh, I quickly turned that situation around. And I want now canister this way. Cavalry will retire. doing quite well, I must say. The enemy's being forced back all over the place. I probably should have formed like this to begin with. It was kind of weird having them form across there. It's an awkward position for them to stand on. And I want canister to go down that way. I think it's better like this because now they're kind of... They don't know where to stand against us. There, on the side of there. Ah, nice. Got rid of that. Probably means though that there's no units within range, canister range anymore. Continue firing canister that way, and we'll continuously advance through the corn on the right flank. We have a great advantage over the enemy cavalry. I could try to sweep through here. Especially now when the howitzers did their job and actually broke the unit. Howitzers will find another target. And we'll see about getting rid of the Republican Guard. I'm wondering if I can get these guys. Move here, sweep through, get rid of them. Concentrate canister that way, and I want you to concentrate that way as well. Oh, you fire round shot now. Right, fire that way. Oh, they're crossing the river. Cavalry could be used to sweep them down. They've got one militia unit backing them up behind. What I wished I could do is, you know, what I did in, I think it's the Empire, when I formed two squares, basically opening up a hole in the middle, and with that I charged the cavalry through that. We're gonna stand and let them fire until these guys completely break though. And then when they break, I'll tell the men to move quickly like that, opening up a hole for the cavalry. And then the cavalry will go through the hole of infantry and get the enemy, and hopefully ride through and get rid of... Oh shit, what's going on here? The bastards were able to open fire on my cavalry. Why don't you turn, try and shoot down these while you continue forward somewhere over there, and then move forward over there. And now the two cannons will switch to round shot. We'll have you move. See if we can get a good position on this kind of ridge thingy. And you will advance as well along this ridge. My cavalry was successful in chasing down the enemy. However, I'm not entirely sure how well they're gonna do against the militia. But if I follow up with the infantry, I think we'll do it. So I want to get these guys away from the enemy over here. So now the rest of the Mexican army is kind of strung out in a line here, with my men gonna be able to come down quite hard on their flank at the same time as we're shelling them from the front. And now the troops here have set up, and they've got this slight ridge to hide behind. Could be some better placement, but it gives them a little bit of cover. Enough cover anyways. Let's see, 4 bloody units against that 1 militia unit is probably going to be enough. The reserves, we'll sweep them in from the side here. Can I get you to actually shoot at something? And why don't you shoot over here? Oh, these guys routed even before my cavalry got to them. Right, quickly up to the front, and then the cavalry. Got 2 units of enemy cavalry back here. What I'll do is I'll move them over here just to cut off the retreat. Probably bounced a pretty good cannonball through here. Like from that cannon, just going right through. You know what? I'll tell my 2 6-pounders to counter fire on the enemy battery. Not actually doing that well over here. Well, we haven't killed enough of them. My cavalry will sweep through the forest and get rid of them, hopefully though. The light infantry will close in on this side. And let's see if we can get this light infantry to set up over here. But actually got quite a lot of troops over here. So I'll probably need the aid of the howitzer, but also the cavalry. They can't see us. We need to open fire here though. Quickly. They're shaken. And let's see, where's my cavalry? Oh, I told them just to... I didn't tell them to run. They're broken. And it looks like they're broken all across the line. Can I just retarget the howitzer against one of the few cavalry units still standing? And let's advance. I want the general advance in the direction of the enemy. Oh, the militia is turning to face the cavalry. But in so doing, they're exposing their flank to vicious fire. And they're broken even before the cavalry reaches them. And they're gonna be swept away. And my cavalry over here is sweeping away the enemy. Right. The light infantry will hold, punish the Republican Guard, and si, senor. Ooh. Don't fire on our own. The remaining batteries will fire on the remaining gun in the forest. These guys are they're wavering, they're about to break. Once this unit breaks, it's all over. It's all ogre for you, Mexico, unfortunately. Spain has been successful in at least this first battle. And there we have it. Victory. But it cost us quite a bit, I think. Let's move on and take a look at the statistics. And see what it costs Spain to invade Mexico. So here is the cost of invading Mexico. 1,143 Spanish soldiers were killed, with about not really 100, less than 100 actually inflicted by our own men, but that's not too bad. We can see that they deployed about 1,000 men more. They lost 2,000 men more, roughly. There's a little bit of a discrepancy, so it seems that they team killed about 60, and I imagine we did something similar. When we actually... Oh, the general actually lost one soldier, somehow. When we look at the kills, it goes down to Spanish cavalry. Not that hard to imagine, since they ride down a lot of troops. But then it actually goes to one of the Spanish 6-pounders. with that canister. It's the unit that lost 7 men, so I'm not entirely sure. It might have been this one then. That was able to secure 301 kills on the enemy. And the other cannon is not even nowhere to be seen almost. The other one just lost 1 soldier. Since this one actually lost a train, I'm pretty sure it's this one. And this one don't seem to have lost. Well, this one actually gained 2 chevrons and then just carried 1. So it is actually this one that did the most. And this one that didn't do too well. But I'm not too surprised in this. The enemy came closer to this one and it had better ground. Cavalry, and cannon. Then the light infantry also. Their light infantry did well. I imagine it's mostly this flank that did really well. Except this unit lost a lot of men, so it's probably was on this side. Or you know what? It could actually be on this one side as well. Just because that we had trouble there in the beginning to break that once. Then 1 Mexican unit. And the reserves didn't do anything. They still managed to lose about 40 men. But there we have it. So yeah, this was Spain's invasion of Mexico. The nations I have left to kind of play as is France and the Netherlands, if I can. I don't think I have put them in a battle yet, but they're actually in the mob. And then there's Haiti, so which I haven't done. Then there's the Native Americans, sort of like the Native Americans of North America, like the Plains Nation, I think it's called. What is it else? I think that's about it that I don't have. And then I kind of have a special one in the as planned as the last one. But with that said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!